Welcome back to the Today with Tally podcast, folks. We have a great show in store for you today. We sit down with a man who is no stranger to the program, folks. That's right, Scotty Hasting. If you remember episode 77, and now we're on 273. Wow, we have been hauling butt. But in episode 77, you guys learned a little bit about Scotty Hasting, a U.S. Army combat veteran that was shot in combat 10 times and has lived to tell his story. In 2020, he picked up a guitar. Now, this Northern Kentucky native is no stranger to country music. Now, the crazy thing is in 2020, he was just learning. And in 2024, this dude has appeared over 30 times in separate events from sea to shining sea. And he even attended the 58th CMA Awards. And with that, we are honored to have Scotty Hasting back on the program. How are you, sir?
Hey, what's going on? How are you?
I'm doing well, man. Just getting ready for Christmas and the new year, and just very optimistic for the future.
Same, man. It's been wild. I can't believe it's been 200 something podcasts now. My God, man.
Yeah. I had you on episode 77, unreal, and the stories that they tell. We were talking about that. And I still have it on my playlist. It's still in rotation. The kids all love it. I know you've met the family, and like I said, it's still one of my favorite songs. And when I heard it, when I told you in episode 77 that you were going to make it, I was like, dude, you cannot put a song out like this and not make it big time in Nashville. And look, that is ringing true. I mean, how do you feel to now have a record deal with Blackriver Entertainment?
Man, it's been a wild ride, honestly. I just, at this point, I'm just holding on for dear life and trying to enjoy every moment that I get. It's just, it's incredible. This was never the dream. This was never the thought. This was never what I wanted to do. I wanted to retire in the military, and, the life has different plans, and here we are. And it's been way more than I could have ever asked for.
You survived a insane combat incident that happened, and you've turned your pain into a purpose and a newfound passion. And that was when 2020 hit. Mm-hmm. And you picked up a guitar, went to YouTube, taught yourself how to play. And you even suffer from some continued, problems with your arm and shoulder, and you had to overcome all of that. Yeah. And so, no easy task here. Now, when you picked up the guitar, was it just to kind of help you through the post-traumatic stress that you suffer from, or were you saying, "Hey, I want to go to Nashville"?
No, actually, I was already living in Nashville, but it wasn't like, man, I want to learn how to do this so I can become an artist. No, it was, I started learning how to play the guitar for me because, COVID, when it's quiet is when the demon's not the loudest, and COVID was very quiet. The world shut down, everything shut down. We had to stay in one place. I needed something to get out of my head, and the guitar happened to be it. I knew that learning how to play the guitar was going to be challenging enough to where I truly had to immerse myself into it. So I just started learning, and I jumped on YouTube and started learning more and more. And then from there, I jumped on YouTube again, and I started learning how to write songs, and it grew and grew from there.
How do you learn how to write a song?
Oh man, it was more like just learning how like songs are structured. Like how you go from like a verse to a chorus, and how you get into a bridge, like how you put an intro and outro. Like it was really just more how it was structured. I would just watch a bunch of videos about, how people go about writing a song and how they build songs. And it was just I've watched a lot of YouTube videos.
Look at you, man. You're all speaking the language and everything, talking about bridges.
Yeah, right. I know.
I
learned what a bridge is.
Houston, man. So Kentucky born,
Mhm.
there's a lot of great singer-songwriters from the state of Kentucky.
There absolutely are.
They produce a lot of talent
Mhm.
out of Kentucky. You appeared in over 30 events in 2024. What keeps you going when you're on the road? I mean, diet, exercise, you still got
Yeah.
to get your own, mental clarity. And I mean, I'm sure, it's done a lot of good for you, but hey, look, let's
Mhm.
face it, living in a hotel is tough.
Yeah, it is, man. It's a weird life. It really is. And it gets to be a lot sometimes. But, at the end of the day, being on stage is my sanctuary. At the end of the day, getting on stage, that is therapy for me. Music has become therapy for me. And I'm lucky enough to be able to fully immerse myself in it every day. And, when I'm playing shows and I'm on stage, that's the one time in the world other than being on my motorcycle when I can just be in a moment, and for someone who suffers from PTSD, depression, and anxiety, it's so hard to be able to say that you're living in a moment, but being on stage and being on the motorcycle are two times when I can actually feel that.
Mhm. Have you noticed a big decrease in your overall, post-traumatic stress and your anxieties and your depressions because of where you're at right now? Or does that anxiety spike sometimes because you've made it so far so
Yeah.
quickly?
Yeah. It's always going to be there. The PTSD, the depression, the anxiety, it's always going to be there, man. It doesn't go away. But I'm lucky enough that I have an outlet. I have music. I have a way to escape it. I have the opportunity to get away from it for a little bit. And yeah, of course, I mean, the anxiety is always going to be there, especially now where it's like, okay, we need to do this, we need to do that, we need to do this, and it needs now. Like there's a lot, but I wouldn't trade it for anything. At the end of the day, not only is music therapy for me, but I'm trying to help people with my music and with my story. And there's nothing that I can do better in my life than just trying to help people. So, it's important.
Mm-hmm. How have you grown from you sang on, in Nashville bars, in front of, 30, 40, 50 people, maybe 100, depending on what the capacity of the bar was. And now you're singing in front of thousands of people with some very big names.
Mhm.
Was there a process you had to go through to kind of get past the maybe nervousness of
Yeah.
being on a stage like that, to say, man, I cannot screw this thing up?
Oh man. You're still, I think being nervous is good. I mean, it means that you care about what you're doing in that moment. But no, I mean, honestly, playing bars on Broadway really built, the foundation of all this. Like, when you're playing on Broadway, one day you could be playing for a packed room and the next day you're playing for the bartenders. So it humbles you very quickly, but it also teaches you how to interact with people while you're on stage. And it teaches you how to truly like bring people in. So, honestly, like the bigger shows aren't as nerve-wracking as the smaller shows. It's actually, the smaller shows are a lot more intimate and everyone's there, and it feels a lot more nerve-wracking to do that.
Yeah, because you're more engaged,
100%.
eye
100%.
contact, and kind of feel the,
Yeah.
like, when you're, when a room is really vibing, you get that connectivity going there. And, that's where a lot of, like, the relationship building can start, with a lot of folks that are like, hey, I like this guy, I'm going to start following him around. And when he's playing at, this place on Tuesday nights or Thursday mornings or for brunch on Sundays, I'm going to go attend the event. And before you know it, you got regulars, and then you're just showing up at the CMA Awards.
Yeah, no, I don't know about that. That was crazy. Yeah, that is, oh man, it's been amazing. I'm glad that, there's been a lot of people that that believe in what I'm trying to do. Not only believe in my music, but believe in what we're trying to do with helping people and trying to do our best to help as many people as we can. You know, I have the label that supports me, that truly believes in that mission. And then I have, you know, people like you who have been a part of this journey and, you know, have been a part of this story and just want to help me help, you know.
Speaking of helping, this is the reason why I invited you back on the show. Look, I get so many emails from veterans constantly, you know, because of what I went through in the VA system. And, you know, the medical establishment, if you will, it really doesn't matter anymore. If you're on the VA side or civilian side, it just seems like we have a broken medical system in this country. On the veteran side, we have a at-risk and vulnerable community. And it's a very, you know, it's an at-risk population. And exactly what you said. Look, we're suffering from post-traumatic stress and anxiety and depression. And the holidays are always a little bit more difficult for so many veterans out there. You know, survivor's guilt. They could be going through some divorce, you know, and having marital issues, you know, child custody battles, substance abuse problems, VA claim denials. They can't get in to see the doctor. And all of these issues just to start snowballing for these veterans that are in need, that oftentimes just go in a room and self-isolate and don't come out. Mm-hmm. We have a lot of veterans in this country that are now starting to find out who Scotty Hasting is. And a lot of folks look up to you. Look, they can, you know, look at you, some of them, and, you know, and identify, you know, with you and what you've been through and your combat related experiences, as well as your singing, songwriting capabilities of throwing out that lyrical magic and having these folks say, man, dude, I understand this guy and he understands me. Mm-hmm. You know, what kind of encouragement could you offer the veteran community today during the holiday season? Yeah,
you know, holidays are hard, man. They really are. I mean, I think that is across the board for all veterans. You know, I mean, there's, you know, even if you're like, you know, being away from family, or even like you said, survivor's guilt, like I feel it hard on the holidays, knowing that some of the greatest people I've ever known will never be able to experience Christmas with their families again. You know, honestly, words of encouragement is just take it day by day, man. Just don't give in, move forward, and find friends and lean on them and just spend time with them. You know, it's, if you don't have a family that you can go to, you always have a family, man. Us veterans, we're family. That's exactly who we are. And it's how we were, you know, trained and how we operate. You know, camaraderie is camaraderie for a reason. And it's because we built a family in the military. And, you know, I think that it's important for us veterans to lean on each other just as much, you know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, true. You know, it's a very vulnerable time, mm-hmm. you know, for everybody. You know, even a lot of, you know, civilians are going through a lot of the same issues as veterans go through, because everybody suffers from trauma and traumatic type events that can change and alter the, you know, the course of their life forever. And so when these important special days come up, when everybody's full of joy and happiness and mm-hmm. spreading the cheer, there's a lot of folks that are hiding behind a veil that want to just scream out loud, but they're keeping it all in because they don't want to show and expose what they would say a weakness, as, you know, they are suffering in silence.
100%.
Yeah. Dude, I've got to give a shout out to one of our show sponsors today, Bass Bros Bees LLC. Look at that. Ah! This right here, folks, is the potion. It's the one drop natural lotion, folks. It smells like pina coladas, hydrates and moisturizes your skin, makes everything pop. They even got chapstick. And then to top it off, dude, look at this. Oh, yeah. There is not a better product out there right now. They even got stuff for dogs, like their paws and stuff. And the cool thing about Bass Bros Bees, dude, they're veteran owned. You don't got to take it from me, dude. Take it from yourself. And I guarantee Bob is so easy to work with. You don't like the product, send them back. He'll probably refund you. But you will not have that problem, folks. Go to bassbrosbees.com. That's bassbrosbees.com. Bass Bro! Yeah! Come on! What does your 2025 look like? Can you give us a sneak peek of anything?
Yeah, we could talk a little bit about it. So we have some new music coming. We have a new EP that we're working on for the beginning of next year. And, for the first EP, we wanted to show everyone my heart and soul and who I am. And for this next one, we want to give them a different glimpse of who I am and more of the fun, like have a good time, Scotty. But we have that. We have a lot of amazing shows that we're already booking. We're hoping to hop on some shows with some artists that I've already worked with in the past, and we have some really cool things coming that I can't really share too much of right now. But yeah, I mean, 2024 was insane. I mean, there are things that happened in 2024 that I never thought I'd ever be a part of. And 2025 is looking just as crazy, if not more.
Look, I'm not going to say that Today with Tally podcast brought you, a lot of really in episode 77. Like I said, man, I called it, man, publicly. I was on record, and I'm like, dude, the stories that they tell, dude, that's like my favorite song, and I'm pretty good judge of character when it comes to music, especially country music. Yeah. And I was like, oh, dude, there is no doubt. It's not if for Scotty, it is when.
Well, I appreciate that, man. It's been,
when I was in Nashville a year and a half ago or so, man, I was very honored to have met you in person, and my family, got to hang out with you, and folks, this is a big man. Scotty's a big dude. And your brother even played football for the University of Kentucky, right?
No, he played for Ohio University.
Oh, Ohio, yeah, that's right. Yeah, just north of you.
Yeah. He played. He played football, and I played baseball. So it worked out well. We were very sport oriented growing up, for sure.
Good man. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Well, listen, Scotty. Hey, I'm going to give you the final word here, man.
Perfect.
If there's anything that you want to share with us, I know that being with Blackriver Entertainment has really changed your life. I mean, you've got folks now that are working for you, and that's completely changed a lot of things, because now you can concentrate on what you do best, and that's getting on stage and singing and picking up that guitar. Yeah. But look, I want to give you the final words here.
Yeah. Blackriver has been incredible. They have become family, and they have truly welcomed me in and believe in the mission that I want to pursue, in this, not only my music and who I am, but they believe in what I'm trying to do with my music, which is truly the most important part. But, I have incredible teams behind me now, which is wild. I mean, when we met each other, I was playing down on Broadway and just struggling to try to book my own stuff. And now I have, teams that help me and make it available to where I can, be in positions that I never thought possible. But yeah, I mean, as far as, last word, like, for all the veterans out there, just keep pushing, keep moving, man. Don't ever stop. If you're struggling, find something you love to do and do it all the time. That is going to be the quickest and easiest way for you to find a new purpose. I did in music. Before music, I did it in archery, and there's something out there. You just have to explore it. And if you don't know how, the veteran community works great by word of mouth. So talk to other veterans, see what they're doing, and explore new things. It's so important. It's so important. And man, lastly, to everyone out there who has supported me, to include yourself, Brian, thank you guys so much, man. It means more than you'll ever know, to have the support and to feel like I have, people who truly rally behind me. It's amazing. I really appreciate you guys.
Dude, I mean, it's well-deserved. I mean, you're an extremely talented man that has been through hell and back and has lived to tell the story. And you have turned, tragedy into triumph. And for that, I respect you. I respect the hell out of you and everything that you have done, not only in the veteran community, but at the population in this country as a whole. I mean, you're touching hearts and lives of millions now, rather than just touching the hearts and lives of maybe hundreds. So I know your music is being used as a conduit, and it's coming into homes and people's lives all over the country and perhaps the world. So, keep it up. I'm glad you joined us today, and I want to wish you a very Merry Christmas and a happy 2025.
Yeah, Merry Christmas. Thank you for having me. Thank you for taking the time.
Amen, brother.
Absolutely.
Take care, Scotty.
You too.
Well, folks, there you have it. The talented Kentucky native, that's right, folks, Scotty Hasting. I know veterans probably are like, oh, I want to do a hobby. I'm going to go to YouTube and teach myself how to play the guitar. Woo-wee. I guarantee you, you're going to try that and you're going to be like, holy cow, this is like almost nearly impossible. How can you go from not even knowing how to play to playing on Broadway in less than 4 years? And not only that, but to be invited on stage, the CMA Awards. I mean, come on. Hey, we got a star. A star has been born in Nashville. And like I said, his story, guys, I mean, the stories that they tell. I want you guys to go listen to this song today. His music is available anywhere that you listen to music online, to include Spotify, Amazon Music, iHeartRadio, YouTube, guys, you name it. He is there. Apple, whatever, he's there. Just type in Scotty Hasting, no S at the end, Scotty Hasting, and go listen to stories that they tell. And it'll tell you a little bit about who Scotty Hasting is. And while you're there, you can start perusing and checking out all of his other awesome music that is just as good. But folks, don't forget to go to scottyhasting.com. That's scottyhasting.com. Go ahead and follow him online. He's got all the handles out there. Just Google Scotty Hasting. It will populate, and you have a new friend in Scotty. Folks, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the program. It has never been easier to listen to this podcast, folks. We're on Facebook, Spotify, YouTube, Amazon Music, iHeartRadio. We are on X. Simply search Today with Tally. Also learn more about me and my personal story, BrianTally.com. There's the book. If you guys are looking for a final Christmas present that won't break the bank, inspiring, encouraging, go ahead and go to BrianTally.com and get it for a loved one, a veteran, or somebody that may be going through some tough times in their life that might need a little bit of encouragement. Folks, remember to stay inspired, stay encouraged, stay motivated, and always stay in the fight. Until next time, for the Today with Tally podcast, this is Brian Tally. Good night. Semper Fi. God bless.